Do you remember those SpongeBob title cards before every episode? Today I wanted to answer, what is the best one? I'm going to be looking at every OG episode, which is just anything before the 2004 movie, or as some people like to say, just the first 3 seasons. Strap in, because we have 117 of these to get through, and let's just jump right into it.
The International Justice League of Super Acquaintances, a subsidiary of Viacom.
How can you not love this episode? For those unfamiliar, in this episode, Barnacle Boy turns evil after feeling unappreciated, and SpongeBob forms a superhero team to stop him in Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 5. Sadly, this is the worst title card in all OG SpongeBob. The Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy title card is reused several times, and with that, I have put this one in last place.
I Wumbo, you Wumbo, he, she, me, Wumbo.
You might be starting to see a theme here. Another great episode where SpongeBob shrinks everyone in Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 4. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy title card once again is used, but this time it's the 4th time rather than the 5th time, so I guess it has to go one spot ahead than the 5th one in my ranking.
Your wallet.
That makes sense to me.
Then take it.
It's not my wallet. Oh!
Alright, I know what you're thinking. I know this is going to be Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 3. And you're absolutely right. But guess what? I wanted to include a cool fact on this one, so Gimli from Lord of the Rings voices Man Ray. Did you know that? I did not know that. And yeah, these Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy title cards are not that creative, but we'll get into the cool ones soon enough.
To the invisible! Vote for Bill!
Okay, we have the final repeat of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy title cards, but this one has a different color around the words, and that is the only cool thing I can say about this one. Alright, now let's jump into some more unique looking title cards. Mr. Krabs starts selling jellyfish patties, leading to the overharvesting of jellyfish in Jellyfish Hunter. I have this one pretty low on my list because I don't see anything unique with this one that screams Jellyfish Hunter or ties into the episode overall. Not bad at all though. I suck at art, so this is a lot better than anything I could ever do.
Anchovies!
In the very first episode, SpongeBob applies for a job at the Krusty Krab in Help Wanted. An outstanding episode to start a series, but not an outstanding title card.
Here comes the TV repairman.
SpongeBob meets his favorite retired superheroes and inspires them to come out of retirement in Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Slightly higher on my list than the sequels that we talked about earlier, but I think that this one is serviceable, but not that memorable.
They're here! Under the floorboard! Please, make it stop!
A classic Mr. Krabs cheapskate episode in Squeaky Boots. Not horrible, but also nothing really to latch onto either. I do think the text kind of pops, but that's all I can really say about this title card.
Okay, shoot me, but don't take me money.
We don't want your money, Moon Man.
Another popping title card in Sandy's Rocket. This one though does not really feel unique or show me what this episode is, so I have to rank it here. This is a fun episode. I just wish the title card had a bit more flavor to it. Another explosive title card in Plankton. This one isn't bad at all. I think it stands out, but at the same time, doesn't bring anything really unique to the specific Plankton introduction episode.
Loser.
SpongeBob meets his idol Kevin in I'm Your Biggest Fanatic. This episode title card, I don't know, I like it, and it kind of gives me the jellyfish vibes, but not really. So this is where I'm going to throw it in my ranking.
Oh, SpongeBob, why?
SpongeBob fails to pass his boating test in boating school. I don't know, I kind of like this one. I know it kind of reminds me of the ones that I already listed, but I think the colors blend slightly better. I don't have an art degree, so I could be wrong, but that is my personal opinion, and that is why it is going right here.
Spare change, ma'am.
Squidward?
the classic Squidward homeless episode in Can You Spare a Dime? This one doesn't really work, but it kind of does because the title card looks trashy, and Squidward is trash in this episode, so I guess it kind of works.
Canned bread. This town is great.
Call me wrong, but I get a good vibe from Squidville. The title card, I don't know. I get the Squidville vibe compared to the ones that we talked to previously. I don't know if it's the brighter colors and it's kind of the Squidville environment we get, but I'm going to say Squidville. It's here. All right.
He's Squidward, you're Squidward, I'm Squidward! Are there any other Squidwards I should know about?
Meow.
I'm out of here.
I will be doing my Squidward impersonation for the episode Opposite Day. I think that this Opposite Day title card works really well for the Squidward episode, and I will be putting it here in my ranking.
We finally got enough people for a 7-mile spanking machine. Ouch! 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 Ouch!
Next on the ranking is... I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do the Squidward voice anymore. But I do have I Had an Accident up next. I think the colors in this one match pretty well for what we're looking at. And I don't know. Solid little one, but nothing really that stands out and will stand the test of time.
Gary? I thought what we had was special!
Gary starts spending more time with Patrick, leaving SpongeBob feeling abandoned and jealous and dumped. I don't think that this one really fits for what happens in the episode, but it kind of is a sad-looking title card, so I think it works better than the ones we talked about previously. Still not great, but better than what we've seen before.
He's just standing there, menacingly! Get out of there, SpongeBob!
Congratulations if you've made it this far, because we are now at number 100. I think this one fits the SpongeBob vibe. I don't know if it is really as good as the ones we're going to talk about later, but I do like it more than the ones we've talked about previously. So this is where I'm going to throw Hall Monitor.
One watermelon, fresh from the manure field. Your spookiness?
I get a bit of a ghostly vibe from Squidward the Unfriendly Ghost. While not really standing out, I still think it kind of fits with the theme of the episode. So it's not bad at all, and I think it's a pretty decently, but not great, title card.
Meow. Meow. Meow.
The classic 1957 horror movie I Was a Teenage Werewolf was the inspiration for this title card, I Was a Teenage Gary. I don't know. I get the horror vibe from it. This episode is just weird, man. That's all I really got to say about this one.
I'm partial to doing it in the key of A minor myself.
Another title card that I think works really well is The Paper. I don't think it stands out super well, but like the episode, it kind of just doesn't do any damage to the brand. It just is very solid. Up next, we got Reef Blower. This one is the interesting episode without any talking, but that's not what we're ranking it on. We're ranking on the title cards, and I think the title card has a lot going on, which I appreciate, but the Reef Blowerness of it is not there for me.
Next.
Huh?
Next.
Next, I have Rock Bottom. Rock Bottom is a pretty fun episode. The title card gives a very glow-in-the-dark fish underwater vibe, which I appreciate. So it's definitely something that I enjoy looking at when I'm watching this episode.
Huh. Shoot, that was my last quarter.
Up next, we have Sleepy Time. The deep night colors are here with this title card. While nothing super crazy, the theme of nighttime is here.
Great! Now let him have it!
You can have it. Say thanks.
No!
I don't have anything groundbreaking to say with Walking Small. I think the palm trees kind of give a good beach vibe for the episode that we've got going here. But I don't know. Another one that I just personally enjoy in my own ranking. And that's all I got.
Even Squidward misses you!
All right, public nudity is back with nature pants. I like the green and the flowers in this one. That gives a solid nature feeling in this title card.
Oh no, I lost my pen.
You can borrow mine.
Thanks.
I lost something once.
I get the gooey, slimy, noir feeling of missing identity with this title card. I don't know. I don't know if it's trying to be this good, but I think it's a lot better than what it thinks it is. And maybe I'm getting a bit too deep into these, but that's how I feel.
Who wants a Krabby Patty at 3 in the morning?
Oh boy, 3 a.m.
The sash ringing, the flash singing, the bash pinging, the hash slinging slasher is a very fun title card for Graveyard Shift. Very fun, very spooky vibes for a very fun and very spooky episode at night.
Rip my pants.
When Big Larry came round just to put him down, SpongeBob turned into a clown.
Slight public nudity in this episode with ripped pants. This one reminds me a lot of Walking Small, but I think this theme is used in this beach title card a little bit better compared to the one that we talked about previously.
Hey, buddy, I warmed it up for you.
Patrick, get out and put some clothes on.
Get ready to say this 5 times fast, but naughty, nautical neighbors. I really like the pineapples in the background of this one. I think it makes it kind of stand out a little bit more than the predecessors that we talked about. So, a decent title card. Not bad for a pretty great episode.
Hey, I saw you on TV last night.
New Bran Flakes. Bold new taste. Bran Flakes.
I get more of a stage, musical, commercial vibe with As Seen on TV. I feel a beam of light, going on a stage and showing off SpongeBob's commercial that he was in this episode. So I that's why it stands out to me a bit more with this one.
Hey buddy, you need a ride? I was just on my way to the big doofus convention.
Pearl tries to redo the Krusty Krab in Bossy Boots. I think this title card's pretty solid. It kind of gives me a teenage girl vibes with the flowers and the squares in the background, but nothing super crazy at the same time.
Oh, that's right, honey. We don't have a son.
Oh, yeah.
I think this one might be a bit high, but I also really like it. I'm with Stupid feels really bold, like what we're going to see later with Karate Choppers. I like how not only the color is, but it feels like the text itself is coming out of the screen towards me.
Alpha Team, you search uptown. Gold Team searches downtown. Any questions?
Gold team rules.
Now this is where the fun begins. Pre-hibernation week is a blast. I love the rushed, blurred background that we get with this one. It matches the chaotic tone that Sandy has this episode, and it is awesome.
Sounds like a lot of hoopla to make over a little Krabby Patty, right?
This episode was streets ahead of its time in the Krusty Krab training video. I love how simple this is. The feeling of a standard generic work training is here. While not super artistically creative, it is very smart. And for that reason, I have to throw it right here.
And there's the pickles from last time, too.
And there's my car keys.
And there's my ride.
I always hated Bubble Bass in Pickles. Nothing super crazy I have to say about this one, except for this title card really makes me think of Pickles, and that is all that matters in this ranking. So, here it is.
He has such a way with words.
A lot like As Seen on TV, this title card for Culture Shock gives that stage feeling. I really appreciate the background of this one because it reminds me of the comedy and tragedy mask you would see in ancient Greek theater, and I think that's a really cool touch.
See? Good enough to eat. Oh, look, an ambulance. Now then.
After a near-death experience, Mr. Krabs vows to be less greedy, but struggles to keep his promise in Born Again Krabs. This is a very Mr. Krabs themed title card for a very Mr. Krabs themed episode. So, hits the nail right there for what we need.
Neptune Preserver!
How long can she stay like that?
I don't know.
Sandy's a girl?
This might be an unpopular opinion, but this is another competitive SpongeBob and Sandy episode in Pressure. And this one to me feels very gritty and real, and that plays out to the end of the episode where SpongeBob and the gang go on land to win a bet, and it gets very real and gritty.
You've got to let go of the dime.
I can think of 10 good reasons to never let go of a dime, boy.
Like Born Again Krabs, for whatever reason, I get a real Squidward feeling with Squid's Day off. This again might be an unpopular opinion, but let me know down below what you agree with or disagree with in this ranking.
Anyone for the juice bar?
SpongeBob gets fake muscle arms and Muscle Bob buff pants. Pretty obvious why I have this one here. The weights in the background clearly tell you what's going on with this title card. This one might be a bit higher than it should be, but it has some charm. One of the most iconic songs with Jellyfish Jam. This title card reminds me of the one we just talked about with a good background. I think the color just works a lot better in this one, which is why I have it slightly more ahead in my list.
No, worse! It'll go right to your thighs!
My thighs?
And then you blow up!
Number 75. We're getting there, but here we are with just one bite. Not sure if I did this on purpose, but another title card with a great background and even more blended colors to it. This is where it's getting hard, so I gotta start getting a little bit more picky, I guess, with how I'm gonna rank these.
As soon as he stops shaking my hand,
I'm gonna make a run for it.
SpongeBob and Squidward compete in this episode of Employee of the Month. This is a cooler version of what we just looked at, and I don't mean as that it's better, but cooler as in less hot colors, which I think work better for this episode.
Now you're doing the sponge. I do the sponge, or do the sponge. Bet your hunch.
Another fun episode with a classic song in The Chaperone. The feeling of a young high school prom is here, and with this one, how fun it is and how bright it looks. I am also a sucker for the bubbles in these title cards, if you have not noticed yet.
Not at all, boy.
The stinky breath in Something Smells is a classic, and the title card is not too bad either. You get your greens, get your yellows to establish the stinkiness of this episode.
Why is it whenever I'm having fun, it's wrong?
I get a goofy, fun feeling in Fools in April. This one to me feels like some real effort went into the background of it, and once again, I think I fell victim to my love of bubbles in these title cards.
Is this the Krusty Krab? No! This is Patrick!
We are back to another character title card with Big Pink Loser, this time centered around Patrick. It has nothing to do with the episode, but the coral outline background this has looks pretty epic and makes the text stand out as well.
we did it, Patrick! We saved the city! Just think what might have happened if we didn't tell everyone about the monster!
You can feel the terror in Wormy. This reminds me of something like Godzilla or King Kong, where just a big monster style title card comes into play. So very solid, and I think someone had a pretty fun time making this one.
My diet, Dr. Kelp? Don't tell me you forgot my drink!
But you didn't order any.
How am I supposed to eat this pizza without my drink?
Another creative title card in Pizza Delivery. The flowers in the background just remind me of pizza. I know that is probably the intention, but what a fun way to read between the lines to set the mood for this episode.
I can't find the coin slot! Here it is!
While not really fitting the tone of the episode, My Pretty Seahorse is still an amazing title card. It sets a mood and blends together really well. It feels more unique and different than some of the ones that we saw earlier.
Well, we better do what he says. He knows how to grow food.
An episode that I do not remember seeing a lot of as a kid is The Sponge Who Could Fly. The clouds in this one really set the tone, and I do enjoy how the text is yellow since SpongeBob is the one who is flying in this episode.
Yeah, SquarePants. Well, I guess it's time to move again.
Another episode that I do not remember seeing a lot of as a kid is Party Pooper Pants. This fun title card brings in the mood we need for SpongeBob's house party, and I think it's not horrible. I like the streamers, like the balloons. Pretty fun, pretty solid.
I'm only doing what you said! Then you'll say, we're not talking about this, or this! We're talking about this!
Another Mr. Krabs themed title card with Krusty Love. I am a big fan of the crabs in this one. I could be wrong, but the net feels like Mr. Krabs got caught in love, and this could be a subtle hint at the episode itself. Or I could be wrong, and I've been looking at too many of these title cards for way too long.
Good grief, he's naked!
Plankton learns about the life Mr. Krabs has, and the algae's always greener. Nothing really groundbreaking here, but I do like how the text and the background are meshed together. The text is usually slapped on top of the background for most of these other title cards, which makes this one feel a bit different to me.
Whoever's the owner of the white sedan, you left your lights on.
What an episode. Band Geeks might be one of the most known SpongeBob episodes. The title card for this is not bad either. This one is a bit higher compared to Muscle Bob Buff Pants and other title cards with the unique background shapes, only because this one has more variety. We see some extra instruments and musical notes with this title card.
If I was a mom, this would be kinda shocking. Just call me Daddy!
SpongeBob and Patrick become parents in Rock-a-Bye Bivalve. I learned that a bivalve means mollusk, and then a clam is also a type of mollusk. So even though I really like this title card, I think the title of the episode itself is even more creative.
I'm so close to solving this crime, I can almost taste it.
A simple yet impactful title card is the Smoking Peanut. Not sure why I'm drawn so much to this one. The smoke background feels like it wants to pull me into the episode, and then a nice bold text stands out for some dramatic effect.
It's treasure! Look, doubloons! Don't drop them.
I love the bubble text that we get in Gary Takes a Bath. Sort of a repeat of Bubble Buddy that we'll see later, but like I said, I am a sucker for the bubble ones, so I have no power when it comes to bubble text.
This kitchen's not the same without you.
Some top tier SpongeBob and Welcome to the Chum Bucket. I love how the title card is just the Chum Bucket. It is exactly what I think of when somebody tells me to make a Chum Bucket-centric title card.
Is it time already to ruin Squid's day?
The equivalent of SpongeBob having a live, laugh, love sign in his house is Home Sweet Pineapple. Sort of like the one we saw with the Chum Bucket, but there is just a bit more flavor with this one, so it has to go one spot higher on my list.
Oh, that's easy. All you need is a box.
And imagination.
SpongeBob and Patrick use their imaginations with an empty box in Idiot Box. I do like how the creativity episode was just a blank TV static title card, and how you can imagine something different. So with this title card, being less creative is actually more creative.
Here lie Squidward's hopes and dreams. What a baby. Where was I?
Another unique title card with one crab's trash. This has nothing that really ties into the episode on the image itself, but I do like the sunken pirate treasure feel that this one has with it, and how even later in the episode Mr. Krabs goes to the graveyard to dig up his own treasure.
May I take your hat, sir? May I take your hat, sir? May I...
Alright, I've heard enough.
Squidward attempts to turn the Krusty Krab into a fancy restaurant, and Squilliam returns. I love the fancy feel you get with this title card. I do not have a lot to say about this, but it feels fancy for a very fancy Squilliam fancy son.
You're blowing everything we trained for! Blowing it!
It's okay, Rocky. You go when you feel like it.
Another one that might be a bit higher on the list compared to everyone else's, but for some reason, I really enjoy the Great Snail Race. There could be a bit more effort in the background, but the dual checkered flags are really selling this title card for me.
It's a giraffe!
Bubble Bias is back with Bubbles Stand. Not only do we get Bubbles in the title card, but a background of Bubbles as well. No further explanation needed on why this is an amazing title card and why it needs to go right here on my list.
I need it!
We have a Sandy focused title card with Tea at the Tree Dome. What a fun one. The acorns look like they are in Sandy's tree, which is fitting since this is the location for the episode that we're in.
Firmly grasp it!
Number 50. Thanks for making it this far in the video, and at number 50, we have Jellyfishing. Similar to Jellyfish Jam that we saw earlier, but this episode came out before Jellyfish Jam, and I like the background a lot more with a more popping text.
All right, put the money in the bag! Put it in!
We are at the point now where I think these title cards get pretty fun, and that is going to start with Doing Time. I love the cloth texture this one has in the background. Also, the classic prisoner outfit fits in easily with the episode to let me know what's going to be happening.
You planted grass?
Grass!
I have a similar opinion with this one like I did with the previous, and that is Plankton's Army. I think this is a very fun one and on-the-nose tie-in with the title of the episode. The camo background to me also stands out compared to a lot of the other ones that we have seen and already talked about too.
I command this particular drop of hot sauce to be really, really hot.
I know I already said I was looking for more unique ones that stand out, but even though this is a classic format, I have to give it up for Karate Choppers. It just feels like SpongeBob and Sandy karate chop the title of the episode out from the background, and I love the double layer background as well that this title card gives me.
Could I have this yummy, delicious, super terrific sandwich?
Yes.
All right! Sorry, Squidward.
Next, we have a simple yet effective title card with Club SpongeBob. The wood of the clubhouse being used on the background is such a nice touch, and this is another great addition to the title card roster.
F is for fire that burns down the whole town. Use for uranium bombs. N is for no survivor.
I might be reading too much into this one, but hear me out. Fun is the episode where SpongeBob tries to show Plankton the joy of life and that there is light in the darkness. And if that is the intention behind this title card, then it makes it absolutely amazing.
The time. Pacing always helps me think.
The time warping done in the procrastination title card is so trippy. It sets the tone of this episode so well with how SpongeBob is racing against time while also being extremely sleep deprived and starting to see things that are not real.
We should take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else!
Big, scary, and pink do not just describe Patrick's belly button, but also Sandy, SpongeBob, and the worm. Once again, I might have been suckered for some bubbles, but I love the pink background for the Alaskan bullworm and how it is a giant presence in this episode.
Sure, with these spiky cleats, anything is possible.
Cleats?
I love the mist and 3D text of SpongeBob meets the Strangler. It is a very haunting feeling and lingering evil presence that the Bikini Bottom Strangler has for Tattletale SpongeBob SquarePants.
I'll be over there faster than a barefoot jackrabbit on a high...
Oh, yeah, the rabbit. Don't bother, Sandy.
Bubble Bias is back with Suds. I do think this one's pretty good though. The pink bubbles match with the sickly theme of this episode when Patrick is attempting to take care of SpongeBob, and also the bubbles that they blow in this episode from the sickness.
All right, which one of you flatfoot stole my lollipop?
We have already seen a lot of prison title cards, but Life of Crime to me feels more menacing. The lingering threat that SpongeBob and Patrick think they're gonna go to jail for this episode is shown so well in this dramatic title card.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I love the young people.
Arguably scarier than the Bikini Bottom Strangler is Flats the Flounder, also known as the Bully. Nothing super fancy with this title card, but while doing this ranking, the yellow background makes it feel like SpongeBob is the one with band-aids and stitches on him, and I thought that was a really nice touch.
Attention everyone, there's a chubby pink starfish on the loose.
Another episode I do not remember getting played on TV a lot as a kid, and that is Valentine's Day. This title card feels like one big Valentine's card that you would get on Valentine's Day, which is also SpongeBob's goal throughout the entire episode.
We've been duped!
Duped!
Bamboozled!
We've been Smeckledorfed!
That's not even a word, and I agree with you.
A similar title card to some that we've had previously is Nasty Patty. This one does it right. I love the noir feeling of this one and the shining light, how it's a detective interrogating a witness in a classic movie. The tone of this title card rocks.
Oh, these aren't homemade. They were made in a factory. A bomb factory. They're bombs.
A simple yet effective title card is Dying for Pie. Only a handful of these title cards can tell me exactly what the episode is just from the background, but the picnic blanket in the pie episode will catch my eye every time.
Meatball, meatball, spaghetti underneath. Ravioli, ravioli, Great Barrier Reef.
Some amazing shadows and spooky robot vibes and imitation crabs. I'm gonna do another in-depth read on this title card. You can see the shadows in the machine, but not the machine itself. This is like how SpongeBob thought the Mr. Krabs robot was actually Mr. Krabs, but it was Plankton all along. This one might be a stretch, but I think it was time to add another conspiracy to my video.
You good? And stop. Don't worry, Captain, we'll buff out those scratches.
I just spent 5 minutes pronouncing this one wrong till I looked up how to say it, and that is Shanghai. I love the ghostly feel to this one, and the fact that this is also the Flying Dutchman's ship. Solid title card for a great episode.
Mrs. Puff?
There's a lot going on here, but no free rides is so much fun. I love the checkered flag background along with all of the tires and stop signs you can see in the white and black. This is a solid SpongeBob boating school title card.
Your dumb pretty patties turned my face purple! Look what
One of my personal favorite episodes is Patty Hype. Having the pretty patties in the background as just different colored burgers is such a simple but smart idea to make you understand what this episode is before it even starts.
24.
Hey, Patrick.
What?
I thought of something funnier than 24.
Let me hear it.
25.
I can't put my finger on it, but New Student Starfish just works. The chalkboard, the eraser, the chalk, just set the feeling I want for this. Also, I think bonus points need to go to the fact that the title is written on the chalkboard. I love that.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
The comedy club feel is here with squirrel jokes. The brick wall with the spotlight on it makes me feel like I'm in a random hole-in-the-wall comedy club. The text is also not being fully centered, makes me get this feeling even more.
Kids, he made me experience high tide!
The last of the bubble bias, I promise, but a classic and iconic title card of Bubble Buddy. I mean, come on, this just screams SpongeBob. The colors are so cool and calm, while also blending together amazingly.
My name's not Rick!
I love the epic feeling I get with the Fry Cook games. You get the aura of ancient Greece with this title card. The art style is such a nice homage to where the Olympics originated, and also a solid addition to the SpongeBob title card roster.
Krabs is, Krabs is,
I love the implication that SpongeBob and Patrick are naughty in Sailor Mouth. I think the knots in the background to have a double meaning is such a good joke. The title card also feels really polished and has a lot of effort put into it.
I've come for your pickle.
Another fun holiday title card with Scaredy Pants. The Halloween mood is here with this title card. While not doing anything super crazy, this one is all around solid and another great addition to the roster.
I'm Dirty Dad! Ah! Screaming will get you no...
We are officially in the top 25 with Survival of the Idiots. This one to me feels like you're trapped in a snow globe, just like how SpongeBob and Patrick are trapped in Sandy's tree dome for winter. Also, I love how Sandy's tree dome has a full-blown blizzard. That's just so funny to me.
I call this one the Campfire Song. Let's gather around the campfire and sing our campfire song.
One of the most iconic SpongeBob songs in the camping episode. This title card is rockin'. I love the camping gear in the background. There was a lot of effort put into this one, and I have almost no complaints with it. But there's just more of them that I like a little bit more as we keep going down the list.
The Krusty Krab presents Live Nude Pranksters!
The comedy newspaper design in Pranks-A-Lot is epic. I spent some time just reading the background and looking at all the different classic gag toys a kid prankster could get. And I mean, look at it. Just, X-Ray Vision, the life-size Ghost, Joy Buzzer, Phony Cast. These are amazing. Some of these are also seen in the store SpongeBob goes to earlier in the episode as well.
Acquire a taste for freeform jazz.
A title card where you know exactly what you're getting into is Grandma's Kisses. The cookies and the kissing lips are the two most memorable parts of this episode. The job with this one is accomplished.
The monkey chain! The monkey's fist! The monkey!
Probably the best font that we've seen so far in Your Shoes Untied. Using the shoelaces as the text has such a nice flow with the cool, crisp blue flower background as the cherry on top.
The what? I said, I guess you're gonna miss the panty raid.
I get such a Mr. Krabs feeling from midlife crustacean. I can't explain why I like this one, but I just do. The ship signage, most likely mounted on a boat, just makes me think of Mr. Krabs. It is so clean and so crisp.
I had a bowl of nails for breakfast this morning.
Yes, so?
Without any milk.
Right this way. Sorry to keep you waiting.
So simple, but so effective. No weenies allowed is awesome. The sign is a chef's kiss, and bonus points for the little shadow the sign has while mounted on the wall of the salty spittoon.
Breathe, darn you!
Another simple but effective title card with SpongeGuard on duty. The lifeguard rescue ring works great with this episode, and the POV of looking down into Goo Lagoon is a nice touch.
Why, it tastes so good.
I think I'd like to try it a second time.
A lot like the Fry Cook games, Neptune's spatula has such a grand and epic feeling to it. While I do love the Fry Cook games, I think this title card commands more while also being very clean and clear.
When worlds collide, you'll laugh so hard, you'll swear you died when worlds collide.
Who would have thought a low-tech title card like UGG would be this high? Not a lot to say here other than a simple cave carving fits perfectly for the SpongeBob prehistoric episode.
I call it bold and brash.
More like belongs in the trash.
Very similar to last title card is Artist Unknown. I think I like this one slightly more than the one we just talked about because this is the actual marble in the episode that SpongeBob and Squidward are using to make art, so I have to put it one spot ahead.
Wait, SpongeBob! We're not cavemen! We have technology!
A similar theme to custom title cards is Wet Painters. It has the same feeling of some of the other ones that we've already talked about with a familiar background, but I just love the dripping paint and how that is a major plot point of this episode.
What?
Chocolate!
I can't hear you!
They're selling chocolate!
They're selling chocolate!
Yeah!
Nothing really exciting to say for chocolate with nuts. I just really enjoy the well-detailed chocolate bar for this episode. Some good detail with the crinkle and the wrapping. Also, as someone with a nut allergy, if the chocolate did not have nuts, it might have been rated a little bit higher.
Who do you want? Krabby! When do you want him? Now!
A title card that needs no introduction is Krabby Land. While you never see a real Krabby Land in the episode, I love how the fake promotion used by Mr. Krabs to scam the children is also reused as the title card for this episode.
Krusty Krab is unfair! Mr. Krabs is in there! Standing at the concession! Plotting his oppression!
A lot like No Weenies Allowed, Squid on Strike is an amazing sign title card. I love the worn cardboard on the sign and how the sign itself is really old. I noticed this because the E on the bottom right was written, but the cardboard ripped off afterwards, removing part of the letter. A really cool detail.
Christmas feels like the very first Christmas to me.
We've officially made it to the top 10. Thanks for sticking around so far, but if you just jump straight to the top 10, welcome to the video. Hopefully your favorite title card makes it into the top 10. Christmas Who is the final holiday title card that we'll be talking about today. I love the icicles, the ornaments, the stars, the trees. So many warm and Christmassy things for the SpongeBob holiday episode.
No one's taken a break at the Krusty Krab since the Chum Famine of '59.
The horror vibes are real and hooky. The bright light in the center of the title card makes you think you're SpongeBob getting hooked, then dragged up out of the ocean. Not sure if that was the original intention of it, but this is how I interpret it, so here we are. Everyone's favorite monster, Frankendoodle. I love how just like Frankendoodle, this title card was Frankensteined out of paper, even with some of the classic SpongeBob flowers in the background.
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
This one just gets me. The secret box is just a box. A real-life box. I wonder if they put something in this box. It's really been bothering me to know what is in that box.
Patrick, you fool! This was over before it started! I will now consider your unconditional surrender!
We've had a few on this list already, but Snowball Effect is the last winter title card that I'll be ranking today. I love the snow on the text and all of the snowballs. It just makes me feel so claustrophobic, like I'm getting berated with snowballs, or I'm stuck in a snow fort, which is what this episode is all about.
Future! Future! Future!
Just how we've had a few winter title cards, we've also had some space ones too. SB129 is out of this world with the outer space background and chrome text. The sci-fi background is easily why I have this one this high on my list.
Hey, Patrick, what am I now?
Stupid?
No, I'm Texas!
What's the difference?
The fact that they just went Texas is so funny to me. I would argue just by the title and the episode, this is the most accurate title card because the Texas state flag is perfect. What a great idea.
The one that goes bee boo boo bop boo boo beep.
No, man, you're thinking of beep boo boo bop boo boo bop.
The detail added to the text of Crabborg is insane. Every letter is a different type of machine or robotic style, and you can tell someone had a very fun time making this title card. I might be alone in this opinion, but Clams is amazing. If you've never seen it before, the Jaws comparison is top-notch. The title card itself stands on its own, making it my second favorite.
Oh, east? I thought you said west.
West? What kind of compass are you reading, lad?
This one, sir.
That's west, Patrick. You're fired again.
What a journey it has been. But at number 1, we have Arg. Arg is what I think of for SpongeBob. It is pirate themed, it's used in the episode as a treasure map in the board game, there's so much detail to it. Also, since they're already in the water, there's no reason to have a map with blue ocean to it. It's all just sand, and I think that is even more funny. Do you agree with my top title card? Which one is your favorite? Let us know down below.
Amazing! I've got to tell someone about this! Hey, all you people! Hey, all you people! Hey, all you people, won't you listen to me? I just had a sandwich, no ordinary sandwich, a sandwich filled with jellyfish jelly. Hey, man, you got to try this sandwich. It's no ordinary sandwich. It's the tastiest sandwich in the sea. Skibbity beat about a boot about a daddy now, yeah. Thank you.